The 4 not 1 rule. What is it and how can it help you be better prepared to get your work visa, your green card, or your citizenship? I am Josh Goldstein. I'm an immigration lawyer and I help people and families across the country and around the world with their immigration cases. And today I'm going to explain to you a very important topic, something that's very dear to me. It's called the 4 not 1 rule. I am the inventor of the 4 not 1 rule, and I'm going to explain to you what it is and how it's going to help you out. Here's how I discovered this rule. I was representing a woman who was in deportation proceedings. She was in deportation proceedings because she had illegally voted. She applied for citizenship. She got her green card. She applied for citizenship. There's a question on the form, have you ever voted? And she said, yes, of course I voted. I voted in several elections. And so they denied her application and they put her in deportation proceedings. This case is probably a better topic for another video, but anyway, she was in immigration court in deportation proceedings, being deported. The government was trying to deport her because she had illegally voted, and I defended her through a form of relief called cancellation of removal. And one important background for the case, she had a criminal conviction. It was an old case. It was something very minor, and it happened many, many years ago in her home country of Belize. So I told her that we had to disclose the criminal case, and we also had to provide the court with a court-certified copy of the final disposition from the case. In other words, the judge wanted to see paperwork from the case to show what had happened, and that paperwork had to be certified as authentic by the court that issued it. A photocopy of the paperwork was not sufficient for this. So she moved heaven and earth to get a copy of this paperwork from her home country of Belize way, way back in the day for this minor infraction. She got it and she went to the interview. We won the case. And then after that, she said, well, I want you to help me become a citizen. I want to go back and apply for naturalization again so I can become a citizen. And I said, great, well, we're going to need to get a court-certified copy of that disposition again. And she said, well, we gave it to the court. Can't we just use the one that the court had? And I said, well, I think there's a mechanism by which we can try and get the paperwork back from the court. Let me see what I can do. And after I did that, the immigration court had lost the paperwork. They did not have a copy of that disposition that she spent so much time and energy tracking down. She didn't have it anymore. So I said, listen, we can help you, but when it gets to the question about your old criminal case, you got to say yes to that question, and you're going to need to provide the USCIS adjudicator with a copy of the old case. This is not going to impact your eligibility for approval. It's just a matter of paperwork. Well, she was so frustrated that she never went forward and never did it. She didn't have that paperwork. And at that precise moment, that's when I realized discovered the 4 not 1 rule. And the 4 not 1 rule goes something like this. Always get 4 copies, never 1. Okay? So if you're tracking down a birth certificate, for example, you could get 1 original or court-certified birth certificate, but 1 is not enough. You need 4. You could get 1 copy of an old criminal case from a court, 1 disposition, but 1's not enough. You need 4. If she had gotten 4 court-certified copies of that disposition, she would have had extra ones lying around, ready and available in case she needed them for any other purpose. So my advice to you is to follow the 4 not 1 rule. Always get 4 certified copies, never get 1. I tell that to every paralegal, every client I have. I shout it from the rooftops, 4 not 1. So I get a couple questions. I mean, the main reason to do it is it's just as easy to get 4 certified copies as it is to get 1. Of course, each court or each agency charges a fee to issue a court-certified document, but usually this is a minor fee. It may be $10, it might be $20. The point is, regardless of the cost, you never want to spend the time and energy to track down these documents again. Never, ever, ever. And that's why you should always get 4 certified copies of something and not 1. So people ask me, well, what documents apply in this case? What documents should I get 4 copies of instead of 1? I'm talking about things like birth certificates, marriage certificates, divorce certificates, death certificates, and of course, criminal dockets, dispositions, paperwork from the court that has that shows what happened, and you need a certified copy from each one. It has to be certified by the court or the governmental agency that issued it. Always get 4 and not 1. Another question I get about this is, well, why 4? Why not 5 or why not 2? Why? I mean, we know that 1 isn't enough, but why is 4 enough? It's sort of like the objection to the 6-minute ab workout. Well, why not 5 minutes? Wouldn't that be better? I have discovered that 4, I think, is the right number of court-certified documents to get. And I think if you get 4, you're probably going to have enough to get you through the immigration system. For example, if you go to an asylum interview, in asylum, a lot of times USCIS will be asking for 2 court-certified copies of a document. 2. So if you get 4, you do 2 for USCIS for asylum interview, you get approved, and then you go for your green card, that's 3, and then citizenship is 4. So if you have 4, you're probably set. I think 3 could be sufficient, but it's up to you, really. But the point is, if you're going to spend the time and energy to track down one of these precious documents, don't just get 1 original document, get multiple documents. I recommend 4, not 1. If you follow my advice, I think you'll be put in a good spot. And that's all I have to say on this. If you have questions about this, please put them in the comments below or reach out to me and let me know. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks.